Welcome back to the Final Fantasy Tactics All Oracles Challenge, being recorded here in February of 2022, Super Bowl Sunday, actually, 2022. Hope you're doing well wherever you are and whenever you are. Today we are heading to Germinas Peak. This is one of those little filler in-between battles, going between a couple of different story element battles in this game. We've got this one, and then we've got the Undead Poskus Lake coming up next. So this one is against a bunch of generic units. It is a destroy-all battle against some fairly tricky enemies. We've got a ninja in here, and whenever there's a ninja, you know, there's always going to be problems. We've got a couple of male thieves, and male thieves are going to be a problem for our party, and also some archers. So they're all physical beaters. There's not really any risk of magic coming at us, but we do want to watch out for the charm ability. Now, there are, of course, some accessories that will protect against charm or armor pieces. I decided not to go specifically with any of those. I went with our best dodging mantles because I knew that the arrows are going to be flying at us constantly. I thought if I have the regen bags on, those will be a little bit easier for knocking characters out of charm status. So that is kind of the strategy here, that if we do get charmed by a thief that happens to get an action near us and uses that, then I'll just use the bags to knock each other out. So right there, the ninja immediately goes and tries to throw at the papyrus plate. I think is at one of the books. I think it's a dictionary thrown at us. There's a throw stone that does land. So Ramza guards that with his mantle right away. Ramza does have an octagon rod. That protects against a ton of statuses, but sadly does not protect against charm. Otherwise, I would have gone with that one, maybe instead of the mantles. So I'm just looking to see what everybody has. Steel and basic skill. Battle skill that ninja has, so that's kind of interesting. Could be doing some breaking. This one also has battle skill with his wind slash bow. That might come into play a little later. This one all the way back to a mithril bow. That's a very early game weapon right there. Battle skill there for the thief. And this thief down here in the corner is the one that's wielding the Ultimus bow. That's the one that you can't buy in the store. So that's better than the best bow you can get in the store. It's not the best bow in the game, but it is I think the second best bow in the game. Yoichi bow maybe is better. I just can't remember if Artemis bow maybe is better than it. It's been a while since I've done my All Archers Challenge. Go see that playlist if you would like to. So anyway, Ramza up here is going to move 4 tiles away from the tile right between those two. As it happened, those two both got an action in the first round before Ramza went, so that he will be able to charge his Paralyze spell on them. And because of where he is, he can actually look to see how likely it is to land on each one, so 80 and 90%. So good compatibility, good accuracy, bam. That one's going to be in fine shape here. So I'm going to move them up as well. And in this first round, I do want to deal with that thief. I don't want that thief to be doing anything nasty with charm status. So the ninja is 45% on Petrify. The thief is protected from Petrify, but I'm going to risk it for the biscuit here in the first part of the battle. So we're going to see if we can land an early Petrify on the ninja right there. Because if we can get that ninja out of here, that's going to be bye-bye to most of the big damage in this battle. And I think my characters will be able to handle recovering from the arrows and maybe knife swings of the thieves that come at us after that. The ninja is one that I don't want to leave around, because if we've got somebody charging and the ninja can move down to us and get a double swing in with the spell edge and whatever other ninja knives they have, that could be a big problem. Even with our big hit point totals, he could do a couple hundred damage pretty easily. So I can't quite get to the enemies, but I can put Ramza into Faith status, which will bump the accuracy a little bit on the spells that he's charging. I can't quite reach the character that's charging the Petrify spell, unfortunately, but that's okay. So the Ultimus bow archer is working his way up to the top. I think that is, I remember that being here in other battles, the Ultimus bow, and I think he also starts down there all the time so that he has to take a few actions to get up there. We don't have the wielder of the best bow in the game standing at the top already to start raining arrows down on our head. So here's Life Drain on the thief right here. Can't hit him with Petrify, so we're going to have to take him out with damage. And that's a nice little total right there, 74. It's a quarter of his health. And there's Fate status on Ramza, so that one's always going to be easy for us to hit, and he's going to go ahead and absorb that MP. Doesn't need it, but good to have it. So here comes Don't Act. Let's see if it lands on both. It does land on the ninja. And it does land on the thief. So that thief is out of commission for us. That one does extra damage, that 80, because it was on a charging character. So there's the ninja getting a turn, and he's just going to retreat. But remember, we're charging a Petrify on him that can still fire off because we targeted him while we were within range, even though he's way out of range now. So I'm deciding if I want to split my guys up around that corner or keep them together here. There's no reason not to keep them together and let the enemies kind of come to me because there's no summoner or anything in this battle. So we're going to go for another life drain on the thief there. And you can see the damage from the arrows is not too worrisome for us. Right there, Petrify lands on the ninja, so that was a nice risk to take in the first round of the battle. So another drain life on the thief. They've got no recovery. When I looked around, I didn't see anybody with items. So once we have that damage on them, that damage is going to stick. And now the thief is going to move out of range of us, sadly. So it's not going to be as easy for us to just stand there and plink at the thief. Ramza is going to be the only one that I want to worry about his hit point total because he does not have the regen status, so he can only recover HP on drain life, drain attacks. But you can see my other oracles, when they're picking up 30 hit points per action, those plus the life drains are going to outrace the damage from the arrows. So I couldn't do much with Ramza right there. I'm just going to hang back a little bit here with Ramza. And I'm just trying to see who I can move up there because, like I said, these guys are going to be a little bit safer to move up to the front because she's got 195 now, but she's going to gain 31 or 30 as soon as her turn is over. So before anyone else can damage her, she's going to have 220 before anyone can do anything else. And then if that drain life lands, there's 34. And if the drain life lands, she'll be back at full hit points. So that's something to think about when you're looking at how to time this out. And we can get a little bit more aggressive. And now I also have my defense up so that the physical powers are not going to be as strong on us. So here's another life drain. And if we get these both to land, then that thief's going to be out of commission, going to be down. Probably too much to hope that both are going to land, but it's okay. So she's going to hang back there too. I think she's just going to wait for that thief to come down towards us. Eventually we're going to have to move because those archers are not going to be incentivized to move at us. They're going to stay up top because they don't need to really move down to us. So the archers, I think, are going to hang back as much as they can. Sadly, that one missed, so the thief is not going to be KO'd here. And that one missed as well. So we have a thief who's taken 2 and dodged 2. That's just kind of how it goes when you're having to rely on drain life. So here's the archers. They're all moving to where they've got, line of sight towards our positions, but they're not going to be incentivized to come down too close to us. And the thief, also they have the, I guess you call it a ranged attack in the charm, or it's a ranged ability that they can use. That's actually the scariest part about charm, is that you can use it at a range. It's like you can steal heart has the distance of a talk skill, because that's what it is, I guess. But you don't have to be right next to him, so the thief can kind of throw charms around at us as much as they want. So there's the charges, charging, charge plus 3. We're going to don't act this archer. The hope here is I'd like to don't act the archer and then somehow get Ramza a chance to swing his rod at him. I was hoping to get to use Ramza in an offensive capacity with the rod. But the thing about paralyze and don't act is that the enemies, if they get an action while they're in don't act status, they'll run away. They'll get away from you. Mages will come at you if they're silenced. They'll come at you with their sticks and stuff, which is exactly what you want. But paralyze and don't act will cause the opposite. The enemies will run away, so you won't really be able to use your offensive skills unless you're willing to really chase the enemies down. But I don't want to be doing that, especially since they're going to be retreating into their side of the battlefield. I don't want to send Ramza by himself down there chasing guys with a stick. So Dreyfus there, we can't target the spell because we're not quite able to target him directly, and he's going to get a turn. He's probably going to, on his action, probably going to move down to that corner. And that's what I'm talking about. If it would take us a couple of actions to get there, because that thief's going to have more movement than we do. I don't know if they have a base movement of like 4 or 5. I'm not sure. If they get a move bonus, I don't know about that. Seems like they have turns really quickly with their speed, and they can move more than we do. So here comes the don't act on the archer, but now that archer is going to get a turn before Ramza can get one and move over to it and hit him with a stick for a big damage. So there's also the thief retreating, as I said. And so without the rods, this is where we can't really work together, because if we had rods on everybody, so like say if those rods had prevented charm status, if we had rods on everybody, I could have cast Don't Act with one character, and then the next couple of oracles that got turns could come up and they could swing. So Don't Act gets through all their evasion, so you can just hit them right in the front and just for 100% accuracy. But we can't really synergize like that when all of us have these bags, and Ramza is the only one who has the stick. So we'd have to have another one of the oracles cast Paralyze, and then Ramza come up and hit it with the stick. Maybe that'll work out. All right, so here comes Life Drain. Looking to see who I can target it on. That Thief is there. Probably not the best choice here because this Thief is going to be in range to charm us from there. So I probably should have gone for a Paralyze on the Thief and just Drain Life the Archer here, just to prevent getting charmed, because the charm can be real nasty. And so Drain Life does land, so she gets her health, takes a hit on the Thief. And that Archer, you can see he can just target us without having to move, so he's going to get an action faster because he's exactly where he needs to be. So he's doing attack and wait. And here's the Thief. Going to move up one tile, and the Thief is ready to charm. So boom, right there we have a charmed character. So what I need to do is I need to get that character out of charm status ASAP. And I need to do it by doing some kind of physical damage to her. That's the way out of charm status. Sadly, Ramza can't quite get there with the stick, and I don't know if I would want him attacking her with the stick because the stick has huge damage. So he's got really powerful attack, which is that's what can make charm really nasty. Is to get him out, you have to attack him. I could also cast a Drain Life on her, a Life Drain on her. That'll take a quarter of her hit points, but it will be not as accurate. Now, the ideal plan is to hit her with a bag, to hit her with a purse, to do 12 or 24 damage. It does just enough to knock her out, and not enough that she's going to be vulnerable to taking a bunch of damage when the enemies come around. Unfortunately, she is wearing a mantle. The mantle is meant for maximum evasion of those kinds of things, of physical attacks. So I've got it's the Feather Mantle. I think it has like a 40% physical evade. So sadly, she's facing to the side, so I can't get behind her because of where she's standing. I can't get behind her to attack. Because I think she's 2 tiles up to attack with the bag. So I'm going to have to try to swing the bag from the side when the other one gets her turn. Paralyze is going to fire off before he moves, so that one's safe to charge on the tile. And this one is targeting Life Drain. So we're making progress here, but the charm really could get in the way of us finishing this battle quickly. And there is a guarded arrow, which is nice. Here comes Ramza. Going to cast Don't Act on the Thief, so at least we have no more charm coming imminently. Although the other Thief is still capable down there, so when Don't Act expires on that Thief, he'll be coming up to throw charms our way, or can be. Speaking of, here he comes, because Don't Act did heal off of him, and here comes another charm attempt. Oh no, that was a throw stone attempt. So there we go. Happily that one had, instead of battle skill, that one had basic skill. So they're like, oh yeah, let's do some HP damage. Now, so here's this one. I'm looking at see when Life Drain is going to go. Life Drain is 100% to land, but the problem is that she's going to get a turn right now. So I can't target the Life Drain on her because she's going to get a turn. I need to try to swing my purse, and the purse misses. So she is going to get a turn while charmed. Here she is. So I can't control her. That purse swing really needed to hit because now she is charmed and getting an action. So she's losing her action, and she's going to, do something nasty to our other teammate. She's actually going to cast Paralyze or Don't Act on both her and Ramza. And remember, there's some nice compatibility with our characters, and she's got bad compatibility with herself. So she has a chance to miss, pretty decent chance to miss on herself. Because she's got bad compatibility. When you have the same one, you usually have bad comp with yourself. But here comes Don't Act targeting Ramza at hits, and here's Don't Act targeting her. That hits. So both of those characters are in Don't Act status, and let's not forget, she is still charmed. Now, the Archer actually does us a favor there. He hits her with a pretty low damage Mithril Bow attack for 32, and that knocks her out of charm status. But the thing is that there's nothing she can do now. Ramza, there's nothing he can do. He can move around. He could pick up some MP if he moved around. But there's nothing he can do, so he's just going to wait. So here she's going to target life drain. She's going to pick up some HP. So at least we're out of charm status, but we do need to work on that other thief who is still alive and still ready to go for us. Dreyfus is that other thief's name, so that's why I was checking to see when that would fire. So here comes half of his remaining life if that one lands, this life drain. And we're going to start casting here. There's a life drain on that other archer. That one will hit, and you got to hit each one 4 times. There's no way to really boost your damage. You got to hit everybody 4 times if you're taking them out with HP damage. Happy that ninja went down in the first round, so that makes things a lot safer. Charm and that don't act, the subsequent don't act from the charm are what really slows this battle down. That added, I'd say, 3 or 4 minutes to this battle, because I have characters sitting up there just waiting that they could be charging, finishing attacks on the last few characters, either petrifies or life drains. But this is where things are dangerous, so I need to get that thief taken care of ASAP here. Life drain, and that will take out the thief if it lands. It's only 53% to land. Not great compatibility with that thief, unfortunately. And it does miss, so that would have been the end of that thief, but it is not. That thief will live to attack again. Here he comes, and he's going to go for a steal, which is always cool when they do that kind of stuff. When the thief goes for the steal, hello. So I don't know what he tried to steal, but it missed. So we dodged it with our mantle, thankfully. And of course, the thief totally wasted his action. The most effective thing thieves should be doing is just steal hard all the time. Just charm everybody. Get everybody charmed and make the characters have to attack themselves, make them do nasty stuff. Yeah. So I'm always happy when the AI does not prioritize the best thing that they can do. So this life drain has a 73% chance to land to do the final damage to it. I could have moved to the side and hit him with the purse too. That might have helped, but there it is. So there's that thief down. And our hit points are fine, right? You know, our HP's doing good. She's going to pick up enough after this turn. And here's where I wish I could change my equipment, because at this stage of the battle, this is where I would like to, you know, change out of the bag and go for the sticks, and then I can do 100, 120 damage to these guys instead of relying on the slower attacks. And I don't really need the regen at this point in the game. So right there was interesting. That last sequence there, you may want to back that up and see. The archer targeted the oracle down there, the generic oracle, but his arc hit Ramza. So the arc of the arrow was targeted down here, but I think because of the angle that the arrow had to take, the game calculates arrow arcs really interestingly, but it wasn't actually a physical attack, it was a head break. It didn't say it was here, but I'll reveal after this that was a head break, so it broke the flash hat that Ramza was wearing. So he targeted a head break because he has battle skill as an archer, which is kind of cool, at that other oracle, but the arc took it to Ramza, which is it's really interesting. And the game knew that was going to happen because the game targeted a 0% thing on her. So the game knew that it was going to hit Ramza, which is what the game wanted to do. That's what the AI decided was the best move for it right there at that moment, was to target Ramza with a head break. Okay. Break the flash hat, whatever. So Ramza's still in Don't Act, so it's not like it's taken out a really effective unit. There's just a regular attack on a charging character, so bonus to the damage. She's charging. And here is Life Drain. There we go. Picking up some more hit points. A couple more rounds worth. And here is a Petrify attempt. Boom. Landed. So I can, in this last part of the battle, I got a little bit more aggressive with those because, you know, why not? Here's another charm attempt. And thankfully that one missed. That one was 67 to hit, but that one missed. But so instead of just going for 4 life drains on this part of the battle where it's not quite so dangerous, where I don't have as many attackers on me and I'm picking up hit points, it's a little bit more worth it for me to just go for the Petrify, just target a couple Petrifies and hope that one of them lands. Because looking at the percentages, you know, landing 4 drain lives at 75% and landing 1 Petrify at 45% or 50%, or sometimes even more than that, you're more likely to take them out in fewer than 4 hits, right? You know, your expected rate, your EV on if Petrify is close to 50% is about 1 in 2, right? Your EV on doing them with Drain Lives is about, you know, it would be, you know, 1 in 4, but because it's only 75, it's more like 1 in 5-ish. So it's going to take about 5 Drain Life attempts to get them to 0, but it's going to take about 2 Petrify attempts to, quote unquote, get them to, you know, incapacitated. So your EV is a little bit better on Petrify at this point in the battle if your compatibility is decent and your party is safe. If your party's not safe, then you don't want to do it. But if your party is safe, you've got a better expected value at Petrify. So let's see what lands on the thief here. One thing I don't know off the top of my head is if you're in Don't Act status, can you magic evade? Is your magic evade also canceled out in addition to your physical evade? Off the top of my head, I don't know. I may have to look that up, and you may know that off the top of your head if you're watching, or you may need to look that up. I don't know if that means your magic evade also was there. So like Ramza had a better chance of landing, but that could have been because of compatibility. So, but your physical evade is 0. I don't know about your magic evade if that gets reduced as well. So that might be better to target Petrify on a character who is in Don't Act status if they have a mantle or something. So there was a 76% drain life, and there's the chance for it to miss, even though you say, oh, 76, that'll hit. Well, 1 in 4 times it will not. So that Petrify missed. Got more stuff charging on him, but he's in Don't Act status, so he's just going to run away. And that's kind of what I was thinking, because he's going to run away, and he's going to be out of range for a few rounds, because we can't jump down that vertical hill. We have to kind of climb down the back of it. So we need to, if we want to chase that thief, we're going to have to come all the way down the back here. So I'm trying to decide who do I chase, and I think like I can have Ramza and the other 2 oracles chase, and then these other 2 can target the archer that's down here. So I can't really target much with her. She's just going to wait, get her HP bonus. Let's try another Petrify on this thief down here. And there it is. So no need to worry about that thief. Ramza is also targeting a Petrify on that thief, but he is not going to need to cast it. And this archer is going to help us out. He's going to move right up into prime position here. He's going to be right where we want him. So Ramza's Petrify fails. So she doesn't need to move. She can just go right for him. And she's going to target Life Drain. And then she's going to move, because she's just moving because she needs the MP. She didn't have very much MP, so just so that she picked up enough MP that she could cast again next round. She did there. I do have all of the best HP boosting material on right now. That's why my move MP up is so low. Because for this battle, I wanted regen to be recovering a lot, and that's a percentage-based thing of your HP. So I've got the best, like, bruiser light armor on. Not the best MP boosting robes, like Black Robe, I think is my best MP boost right now. This one's probably technically a misplay, because I think 2 Drain Lives would do it, so it's a little bit better to just target 2 Drain Lives than a Drain Life and a Petrify, so I should have done them both the same. But I just wanted to go for funsies. Like I said, we're out of the dangerous part of this battle. We're just in cleanup mode here. So overall with this fight, there's not a ton that was super interesting. Getting the Petrify on that ninja in the first round was really the clincher. Getting charmed and having the bag miss was maybe another climactic moment there, because if that bag had hit, this battle would have been over a few minutes ago, I think, because we wouldn't have had 2 characters just waiting at the top. But even with 2 characters in Don't Act status for a whole series, a whole few rounds, we're still able to pull it out here. So if you've been liking these videos, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, leave me a comment, hit me up on Twitter, active_ATE. We will see you next time.